Bonnie Cha, Senior Editor at CNET.com, and today I've got your first look at the Motorola Backflip from AT&T. This is AT&T's first Google Android device, and it'll be available starting March 7th for $99.99 with a 2-year contract. We actually first saw the Backflip at CES 2010, where it won our Best of CES award in the cell phones and smartphones category because of its unique design. From the front, it doesn't look too crazy. You've got a 3.inch HVGA touchscreen here. It's for the most part clear, but it doesn't quite have the brightness and sharpness of some of the other devices we've seen lately. It's also on the smaller side, so it's kind of a strain on the eyes when you're reading emails or websites. Below the display, you've got 3 touch-sensitive controls that let you bring up the menu, go home, or go back to the previous item. All pretty standard design. But then you turn it around and you'll see that the QWERTY keyboard is actually the back of the device. The keyboard flips out, so it sits beneath the display. And it's definitely a different way to approach the flip design, since most of the time the keyboard is on the inside. The layout works and the keyboard is pretty spacious and easy to use, but I'm a little worried that it's going to get scuffed up just from having it on the outside. Motorola says that it's tough enough to handle all the exposure, but I'm really curious to see what it's going to look like after a few months of use. So if the keyboard is on the outside, what's on the inside of the phone? Well, on one side here you've got the speaker and battery compartment. And on the other side you've got something called the backtrack. This is essentially a trackpad that you can use to scroll through your pictures, home screen panels, and lists. The idea is that it gives you an unobstructed view of the screen since your hands are out of the way, but personally I don't find that a huge problem. I think that's the point of having a touchscreen in the first place, but the backtrack works just fine as an alternative, and sometimes I found it smoother and faster than using the touchscreen. Seemed a little temperamental at times. One other cool thing about the Backflip is that when you open it to a 90-degree angle, it goes into tabletop mode, where you can see the date, time, and weather, and you can also launch a slideshow and have it act as a digital photo frame. Unfortunately, the design is really the most exciting thing about the Backflip. The smartphone is running the older Android 1.5, so you're not even getting some of the benefits of Android 1.6. Moto says it will be upgradable to 2.1, but they didn't give us a time frame of when that might go out. So for now, you're just getting basic Android staples like Android Market, YouTube, Gmail, Google Talk, and Google Maps. What's interesting though is that AT&T replaced Google Search with Yahoo Search, both on the home screen widget and in the browser. The Backflip isn't technically a Google Experience phone, so AT&T can customize it all at once. But I think that's kind of a kick in the pants for Google that they went with Yahoo. You also do get a bunch of other AT&T services on here as well, including AT&T Music and Video, AT&T Navigator, and Yellow Pages Mobile. It's also running Moto Blur software, which merges information from your various email accounts and social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Exchange, Yahoo, and it also includes home screen widgets that stream new status updates, messages, RSS news feeds, and more. Aside from the older OS, the biggest problem with Backflip is that it's really laggy. It was sluggish to perform even simple tasks like bringing up an email or switching screen orientation. The camera app is really slow, and it even caused our device to reboot at one point during our testing. It's definitely not the strongest start for AT&T on the Android front, but they do have 4 more devices planned for the first half of 2010, so hopefully those will fare better. For now, the Backflip is okay if you're just making the jump from a feature phone to your first smartphone, but if you're after a serious power, I'd say I'd hold off. I'm Bonnie Chan. This has been your first look at the Motorola Backflip for AT&T.